Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show this morning. Welcome to Saturday morning. I almost said Saturday Morning Live. What the hell is this called? Oh, yeah, Saturday Morning Legion. Welcome. Named such for the Triple S Legion, which is the name that our community gave itself. Good morning, Saib. How are you?
I'm good. It's a weird long week, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's been this last. Yeah, it's this last couple weeks of summer is always really strange, and now dealing with having kids, doing back to school stuff, and wife's back at work, but the kids are not back at school yet, and so everything's crazy. I'm forgetting what day it is half the time. But anyway, we are here. It's Saturday morning, and yeah, we're going to be playing some Gamedec today and also talking about whatever's on your mind. Plus, for those of you who love Moontag, she will be with us momentarily. Just getting
momentarily.
Oh, well, her voice is here. But
her voice is here.
She's still getting her streaming part set up, so she'll be on the screen along with some live artwork right away. And as always, we're going to talk about whatever is on your mind, as well as some stuff that's going on in gaming. Plus, we're going to play the Gamedec demo, which will start momentarily. I'm just going to let a few more people filter into the stream first. But yeah, a couple of interesting things going on in the news. So let's see. Yeah, so Starfield. There was some info about Starfield that came out. Bethesda released 3 short videos highlighting locations in the game, and a lot of it was based on concept art we'd seen before, but we got some information about them. Plus, they did some animations to them.
There's no new gameplay footage. It's concept art that they've, turned alive essentially.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, yeah, and it looks really good. Again, Starfield is so far away. Not interested in getting on the hype train, but it was interesting. It kind of gives a picture of the depth of the world that they're trying to create. So it says nothing about the quality of the game in a technical sense, but it does look like some of the world building is pretty in depth. And my favorite was the one with where they set up a fishing outpost on this planet that's mostly water, and they with the objective of catching fish, and then they found this fish that has these psychedelic effects.
Certain psychedelic effects, nothing major, just makes you go woo.
It changed their business model slightly, so
just ever so slightly.
Yeah, that was rather entertaining. If you are watching live, do say hello in the live chat. Slam that like button. All that good stuff. Just making sure we're live. Because we have, we should be. There was that one fateful time I forgot to actually hit the start stream button on the browser side of things, and then that didn't work. But anyway, I'm not seeing.
We're live.
I'm not seeing anybody in the live chat. Yeah. Oh, there's Sword Sister. Hey, Sword Sister, welcome. Was just in the Discord a few minutes ago with a couple of our regular, very invested community members. It was nice to chat with some of them briefly. Sword Sister was doing some art there. She's a very talented artist as well. So, yeah. What else is going on? Apparently, OnlyFans is backtracking on their...
I wonder why!
They're backtracking on them saying that they were going to be banning adult content. And yes, I mean... I saw someone tweeting about this, saying, that I've heard of shooting yourself in the foot, but this is like taking a tank buster bazooka and blasting it at your own foot. Like, it's literally what OnlyFans is known for. I mean, now
it's like 90% of their content. Now, to be fair, they weren't banning all of it. Okay. So what they were saying is anything that's tasteful. Meaning that basically, if you'd see it in like a certain magazine that everybody associates with the hue and just the tasteful stuff, because it's not raunchy, it's just tasteful stuff. Air quotes. I'm using air quotes. It's not my opinion. It's just tasteful stuff. So they said that stuff's okay.
Right. Oh,
there's a lot
that's
more like
highly
hardcore
subjective.
stuff that like there's a lot of stuff that they were banning, that was the big outright bans, that are illegal in some places but not in others for the most part.
And
So
see,
that's what they were primarily targeting, was that, and any of like the hardcore stuff, any of the hardcore, like the really crazy deep stuff like that's what they were targeting there.
if there's anything involving kids, I mean, personally, I think that should be illegal everywhere.
Well, obviously that's illegal.
That is illegal, and so
they
anything...
did get in trouble for having several accounts that had people underage who had set it up themselves, but as soon as they were found, that is normally being banned. So we're not saying
of course, yeah.
We're not saying that.
So you're talking about something else. You're talking
for illegal things. No, what I'm saying, when there's some things that are illegal in some places that are not illegal in other places, that don't have to do with the age thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's other stuff. Like, surprisingly, there's a lot of rules on the books when it comes to what you can dingling with and make sandwiches with. So
yeah. Sandwich making is highly regulated, and it's it's a thing that there's a lot of moral opinions about. But again, it comes down to what's legal and what's not. If it's illegal, the issue was the big issue for me was that it was pressure from payment processors. At least that's what OnlyFans was claiming, that it's because of payment processors wanting them to do things differently, and that's troubling. That's very troubling if payment processors all of a sudden want to dictate what we can and can't spend money on. That's a troubling situation, and so I have a big issue with that. So I'm glad they backtracked for that reason, not because I'm advocating anyone run on over to OnlyFans and start looking at stuff, but just that it's the higher principle, I think, that was at stake in that. I don't want these businesses dictating cultural morality. By the way, how's your OnlyFans coming along there, Saib? You got some nice pictures of your circuit boards up?
Yeah, well, I was thinking of doing circuit boards and like fans without their outside casing on them.
Oh,
just something
spicy,
just something a little tantalizing. Maybe and for the people who like something a little gooey, I was gonna showcase various bonding elements for when you're bonding your heat sinks.
This went in a direction I was not expecting. Anyway, yeah, just kidding. Saib does not have an OnlyFans.
No, I don't. But I mean, seriously, this is one of these things where it's like, we've seen this now with that prawn place, that central location for prawns and prawn affiliated people who just are really what's the word for somebody who's really like interested in something?
Just a prawn aficionado.
Yeah. So for people who that website, they took down everything that wasn't verified, and you have to go through this verification process now to post anything there, and anything that was a rip-off or being stolen from other sites, or that you have to literally put your name to it. Right. And there was a lot of people who got kind of scared off from that.
Well,
and so again, we're talking about something that it essentially boils down to control or censorship on some level, which, like, let's face it, when we're talking about sandwich making and prawns, there's a lot there to be censored, and there's a lot there that is definitely illegal, and the industry does make victims. So not everybody's a victim, but it does have a bad habit of making victims, and it's been proven for a long time that this is the case. It's very what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure, but if you're talking about
it's oh, there's a dang word that I'm missing, but it makes like victims out of people a fair amount. Like there is an active number of like very aggressive, controlling people who do get away with doing a lot of bad stuff. So we have, and this is why this issue is it's very multifaceted. We have an issue that obviously has some actual standing to it, and there's some actual problems with it. But then we also have this case where kind of like a famous person, I sent you a clip this morning, and he said the exactly same thing that you were saying. It's that we don't want payment processors and bureaucrats to set your morality and control everything that you are seeing and or doing, because that is a very slippery slope. You start there in one place, and you there's a, not always the case, but there's a very strong possibility that you will find yourself in a very rough situation in which you have no control over what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, or your entire livelihood is dependent upon you following the rules from the holy clergy of the bureaucracy. And that's what we want to avoid.
Well, it's a short hop. Like you've got the cyberpunk dystopian future, which is the corporations running everything like that. And then there's the other type of dystopian future where it's all government control. Which one would you rather? Well, neither, please. It's a very short hop in terms of actually experiencing it as a person living under that regime. It's a very short hop that, between one and the other. Sword Sister, guys, I think in the stream there's a little echo coming from the background. Really?
Sorry.
Okay, I'm not hearing anything, and I should be hearing it if it's going through. If you could let me know what's echoing.
I was trying to find the source of the echo, and I can't.
Okay.
So,
all right, I'm gonna get started on Gamedec here. We can keep talking on whatever else you guys want to discuss.
Well, there's a bit of an update with the whole Blizzard thing too. So while we're on the side of bad news and terrible things, let's quickly cover this. So the lawsuit was upgraded to include temporary workers and foreign workers, contractors, that kind of thing. And there's a lot to be annoyed with here, because turns out that they were, again, allegedly that they were abusing certain people. And I have personally seen this myself from a company that I worked for. I quit as on principle as soon as I discovered this, but they would bring in foreign workers, and then they would, air quotes, rent them a room, and the room would be rented to them at about half of their salary, or what they were getting paid a week or a month. And you could get a nice place. I mean, you could get a mortgage for a nice place and be paying around like $600-700 for like multiple rooms, nice place, like, not huge, not brand new, but like nice, right? Like okay. They were charging them close to like $1,500 a month for what they could easily have gotten. They could have rented a long-term room at a nearby hotel for half that price a month. And here they were charging them. Now the room was that was it. It was one room with 2 cots side by side with about 4 square feet of other space in the room. It was built into a garage, and they were monitored 24/7.
And this is something that happened at a previous company you worked for, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
how does that relate to the Blizzard thing then?
Pure exploitation
of
foreign workers brought in to do a job that they should be paying a lot more money for, and they should not be charging them for a rent that's basically like it's ridiculous renting fees.
Yeah. By the way, that little static sound is
that's the word that I was looking for. Predatory.
Predatory. You're right.
Very predatory. So, and the exact same thing is happening here with Blizzard. So They are extremely predatory. They have been utilizing this for quite a while to save themselves a lot of money, and they're very happy with this, and it's pretty disgusting. But we see that it is a continuing problem that the courts have now decided to bring in. So again, I don't think they'd be bringing this stuff in unless they had enough sufficient evidence for it, but we'll see. But it just goes to show that again, they pay their workers, and this came out the week before, they pay their workers so low that several of them have to room together in a small room, one room apartment, up to 6 to 7 of them at a time in order to make ends meet. And they didn't even have enough money for food regularly. They would use the free coffee at Blizzard as an appetite suppressant because they just didn't have enough money to make things ends meet when they were like living with 7 of them in a room. Like this is utterly ridiculous. This is $1 billion company. You've got this piece of this really nice piece who's buying yachts, second and third yachts, and he's running a company that is basically like saying, hey, if you want to work here, you're working here for the glory, but you're definitely not working here for the money, and they're paying well under what they would, well under what everybody else is getting paid in the industry, and it's kind of disgusting. And at any rate, so that thing advanced. McCree's character in Overwatch is being renamed because McCree was one of the guys who got targeted either for being directly involved or being partially involved or being a leader in the company and ignoring these things supposedly. So that happened. And then here's the biggest thing that happened in World of Warcraft this week. Biggest thing to happen in literally years, right? Like literally years. There's a list of top 10 complaints. Most of them are like with the current expansion, and then there's a bunch of other ones that have to do directly with the complaint and frustration about long-term things. One of the longest complaints in the game ever since like basically Burning Crusade, which was like 14 years ago, was that Alliance players wanted to play one of the key Alliance races in the history of Warcraft, and that was a High Elf. This had been the number one request for Alliance players and even Horde players wishing to play as a high Elf for the past 14 years. And even before that, it was the number one requested race in vanilla. 14 years, 16 years in some cases. This has been the top request for ages. And the previous leader at Blizzard got up on a stage and said, yeah, we're never giving this to you. Stop asking. And, we really don't care.
But why?
And he's been saying this for 16 years. And he's, of course, Jay Allen Brack, who got kicked out of the company now.
Stepped down.
First patch that's coming up, all top 10 complaints have been answered and have been given to the players. So they have reversed their position on pretty much all of these issues. They're now giving High Elves to the Alliance race. Yeah. And it's like, and people are like, wow, I'm so happy. And there's a lot of people who are like, but I still don't want to return to the game. And it's like you had these list of complaints and these things that your player base had been asking for years, and you've said no, and then finally, once these like leaders who have arguably been doing a crap job are out, you give them to us. That means that your entire premise behind these things was fake to begin with. Oh no, we can't give it to you. Turns out that they can because it's just a switch. It's just a switch that they could turn on and off. And there you go. Here it is. Now you get them. And it's like, wow. What an utter failure in responding to what your audience is asking for.
Indeed. Yes, but suddenly they're in a lot of pressure in the media, and suddenly they want to make everybody happy. Yeah. But they're just following Blizzard news, and I've just kind of been I've been following it like very hesitantly, like not not really in depth, just because it's like, well, they're just in massive damage control mode right now, like damage control level 10 out of 10, and so it's you never know what you can believe as far as what they're committing to and doing. How much of it is just like, oh, we'd better do something because everyone thinks we're shit right now, so we've got to fix our image. So yeah, it's a mess. It's going to take a long time before we know what kind of company Blizzard really is now. Anyway, all right. I'm going to get this game started. I've just been waiting because I'm pretty sure we're going to jump right into cutscene and story right at the beginning here. So this is the Gamedec demo. It's like a cyberpunk genre, sort of top-down mystery-solving game with a very, very interesting premise, and that's all I know. I haven't played it yet at all. We're going in completely blind here. So let's see here.
You're basically playing as Kirito.
I'm playing as Kirito?
You're basically playing as
Kirito
Kirito.
for life!
Yeah. Oh, hi, Moon. Detective!
Hi, I'm still having computer issues.
You're having computer issues, okay. Well, hopefully we'll get you up on the screen soon, but... Detective, I'm glad you answered. Listen, I need your help, and it's not the kind of talk we can have on the telesense. We better don't leave any traces on the net. Meet me on the sidewalks in Low City near Old Yet's Den. You know where. This time your character has a certain background and decisions made. Some paths based on these choices will therefore be unavailable. The case you'll play is just a small part of the game. It may take a different course depending on the decisions you make during the game. Gamedec, like any classic tabletop RPG, gives you the freedom to approach situations from multiple angles rather than forcing a single solution. There may be bugs, etc., etc. It's a demo, and it's it's just a small slice of the game, which comes out the full game comes out in a couple of weeks. This demo is available on Steam right now if you want to play. Probably other places as well. Okay, it's typical mouse movement. I'm already getting... With all due respect, sir, these beacons don't make mistakes. Well, this one did. If that's true, you realize what kind of position that puts us in. That's these two guards here talking. Captain Basilides. Cornelia, this man, Ezra Onai was his name? Yes, Ezra Onai. He's dead. Nothing will change that. I understand, Captain. What you need to understand is that closing the case like this will reflect badly on our organization. That's neither your business nor responsibility, Sergeant Delia. The man was interrupted by a voice coming from the communicator. Oh, Captain Matan. Captain, there's a doctor here. His name is Pax, and he wants to... What? We don't need that dipshit here. Sergeant Delia will return to this later. I'm coming, Rama. The Outranger looks at me angrily. We don't let civilians in. Move along, please. Alright, these options are not available in the demo. Say that you're a Gamedec. Ask about Ezra or leave. I'm going to say I'm a Gamedec. That's me, apparently. Oh, down in the bottom left there. What do I care? She paused and looked at me for a while. Hey, you're the one who got this kid out. Who was he? The son of some BWI big shot? I've heard good things about you. You can come in. Okay. Yay, I got let in. I'm not sure if there was something the other way that I could do, but... Anyway, this is interesting. I really have no idea what's going on in the story right now, but that's alright. This is the... So this is the Yeti... He said to meet him by the Yet's place. This says Yeti and the eye is flickering out, so I'm guessing this is where I'm supposed to be. I really like the style of the city. Like this is really cool. Sergeant Brutt. Director. Sticky trash can. The garbage can looked disgusting. When I got closer to it, the stench hit my nostrils, which immediately made my throat swell. I had to suppress my gag reflex. Just like last night. No, sorry. Leave or search it. Why would I search the garbage can? But now I'm curious. Let's see what's in the garbage can. I reached inside the can, trying not to touch its sticky edges. I failed. Just below the top layer, I reached some sticky liquid. Probably the same stuff that ran down the sides of the bin. Okay, we'll reach deeper. Let's see. I plunged my hand deeper, pushing through things I didn't want to picture. The tips of my fingers finally reached a warm metal object. This seems like a really, really bad idea. Take the object. I pulled out something made of metal and wiped the slime off. I looked closely at the object, but had no idea of its purpose. Well, that was fun. What do we have here? Codex. Home, not available in the demo. Not available in the demo. Okay. Deduction, no data. Professions. Glazier. You're well versed in both virtual and real technologies. You know where to look for power units, cables, controller boxes, etc., etc., etc. Each device you see as an entrance, you know where to find it. You know Qitong programming language. You understand code. You can alter it, add bits, and you know how to spot errors. Hence, among other, your hacking skills. Okay, so I am a technology person, I'm a programmer, and I'm a Reistic Systems Supervisor. Reis. With this profession, you can access any Reistic tangible advanced device, including drones, cameras, mutation control center beacons, fire control panels, etc. Opening closed doors to reveal what's behind them. Cool, isn't it? So, there's a really in-depth professions system here that offers you different skills. Corporations rule the world. There's nothing to gain by arguing or fighting with it because, to a large extent, they stabilize the situation in the world, etc. -3 to charisma for that trash stunt. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know why I did that. I was just curious. But I took something out of the trash, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. Do I have an inventory or something? No. I brings me to professions. I have to find out how Ezra died. Whoever Ezra is. Okay. Well, let's see if this guy can tell me. Sergeant Brutt. Fabio, a virtual projection of a bird perched itself on the Mogrium's shoulder and stared at me with huge black eyes while sharpening its claws. He's got a holographic bird. All right. Hey, moron. My name is Fabio because I'm effing fabulous. All right, then. I don't have the options to do anything other than just leave. Damaged MCC beacon. The malfunctioning MCC beacon has been dragged down to the pavement and was clumsily swaying on the drift field. Okay, I don't want to mess with too much more stuff before I sort of figure out what's going on with the story. Talk to Sergeant Delta again. The Outranger frantically flipped through the data on the Infolia. She didn't pay attention to me. Ask about Ezra's death. Ezra Onai's death. What's your hypothesis? Why? Did you hear the story the captain's trying to push down our throats? That beacon bullshit? Ask why she thinks it's BS.
Oh, I like the character art. I'm finally all caught up.
Yes.
Things are working.
Oh, you're here? Okay.
Yes.
Good, good. All right. I'll get you up on the screen and we'll take a look at this should all line up properly. Oh man, I love it when things just work. Hello, Moon.
Hello.
How's it going? So what are you working on here?
This is avatar artwork for Game Notes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Looks really awesome.
Thank you.
Already at the coloring phase, eh?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, and let's get back to the game here. All right. Ba-doop-doop-doop. Have either of you played this yet? Tried the demo? Because
I want to, though.
It doesn't add up, and even if, I can't stress enough, even if I did, it would be damn harmful to us. Ask why the hypothesis is harmful. Harmful? How come? Who's responsible for the maintenance of these beacons? We are. If it turns out we overlooked a glitch, then we're screwed. Ask why it doesn't add up. Why doesn't it... What exactly doesn't add up about that hypothesis? Well, for one, the beacon's logs are empty, and of course the report doesn't even mention this. Okay. Beacon logs are empty. Ask whether the captain is obstructing the investigation. Are you suggesting that the captain is deliberately obstructing the investigation? The woman's face turned gray and she made a quick hand gesture as if she were brushing dust off her armor. I didn't say anything of the sort. I'm sure the captain is acting in accordance with applicable regulations. Alright then. So what do you think happened? He was shot, that's certain, but not by a beacon. A human did this. Okay, so the beacon is some kind of security device that can shoot people. I know nothing about this world so far, so I'm just kind of having to try to piece things together. A human did this. You flew here with an entire unit. Is there anything I should know about it? Wouldn't call this a unit yet. We still need to work some things out, and I'm not sure we ever will. So far, it's a group of mavericks. The drone operator is a spoiled kid in a crazy expensive gen skin. The captain struggles with his own demons. And then there's Tank Red. Inquire about the captain's demons. She's really forthcoming. She's really, like, does not like her captain. What did you mean when you said that the captain struggles with his demons? Let's keep this between you and me, but he's been acting really weird. Work used to be the most important thing for him, but now it's just a hunch, but it seems like he's struggling between his duty and emotions. No, not like that. He seems conflicted between service and family. But I may be wrong, I'm not a telepath. Either way, something's eating him, and it's sad. Inquire about the drone operator. The drone operator is using an expensive gen skin, huh? Can Outrangers even use those? They can. It's actually safer that way, and yes, it's terribly expensive. I've never seen one like it before. I'll send you an article. Your name is Cornelia Delia? Quite peculiar. What's it to you, pal?
Think of Amelia Bedelia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. What's it to you, pal? I didn't choose my name or my surname. It's from the Rejuvenation era. I guess it's fine. But I hate Cornelia. It was my grandma's name. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. She's an interesting character. Gunshot hypothesis. Somebody shot Ezra while he was hanging around near a Yeti's coming. It sounds horrible, but so... Okay, so these are my options that I can choose as far as what I think happened. So far, I've unlocked 2 of them. That nobody shot anyone, or that Ezra shot himself. It sounds horrible, but shooting yourself in the heart is the easiest way to commit suicide. Regarding the murder weapon, it probably fell into the Undercity. So they didn't find the murder weapon. But if... They should be able to tell what gun shot him, shouldn't they? Like, and if it was one of these drones, if it was one of these beacon things.
So hold up. That's not necessarily what happened, right? Like, you're only going off of one of the 4 choices that are present to you. Only two of which you can see.
Yes, I know. And so I have to find out more to find out some more hypotheses.
Yeah.
But like I'm thinking but it's not even clear that he was actually shot. Like one of the options is I can pick nobody shot anybody.
He didn't. Yes. But by the way, you said you don't know anything about the game world, but you're not that new in it. You know that this is a cyberpunk.
Well, I understand
universe.
cyberpunk, but like the terminology that they're using for things like beacon
Okay.
being
Yeah.
being
So,
a
well, let's just catch people up. This is you're playing as Kirito. For those who don't know, there's this amazing anime that came out like over a decade ago now, called Sword Art Online. And Sword Art Online was basically like it was like it was like the first, like not the first, but it was like the first like mainstream isekai game where you get transported to another world and you have to live in this world. Except it wasn't that. That was never the premise of the show. The premise of the show was that it was following this guy named Kirito as he became the world's first game detective, and ended up founding the rules and the laws on crimes that you are held responsible for, both inside and outside of both like when you're inside video games doing things or causing problems in the real world. So like it's things like hacking into somebody and changing their personality. Like, is that a crime? Like, most people would say yes, but
Yes.
they had never had any rules developing this. So this is a universe in which that story has been taken to now an extreme end. So everybody lives in a cyberpunk dystopia and they're surrounded by this stuff all the time, but real world crime and in video game crime are literally the same thing.
mm-hmm.
And murders, and you can kill somebody as easily permanently inside a video game if you have the right tools and technology and hacks as, you know, putting a bullet in somebody's head in real life. So that's what's going on here, is that there's multiple universes of story and worlds and environments going on at the same time, and you are a game detective that's investigating crimes both inside and outside of these virtual realities.
Right.
And so that's the premise of the thing, because I don't think you covered the actual premise of the game.
No, I didn't. So thank you for doing that. So
Yeah.
this is the car that the squad arrived in. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. Tried to pry it out. So there was this trophy box sitting on the seat, so I decided to try to bust open the lock. I tried to pry it open as they did in old Hollow movies. Something clicked, the lights on the box lit up, and the alarm went off. Unauthorized de-encapsulation attempt detected. Warning, possible environmental contamination. Box hissed as if it were making a cocktail. The indicators lit up, and I heard the muffled sound of an explosion coming from the inside. If there was any evidence inside, I must have destroyed it. Okay, then. By the way, I've just realized that, you know, I'm here to investigate the crime scene. So going through the garbage cans actually does make sense. Let's put it that way. But someone in the chat said -3 charisma. That might actually be the real case, because I keep searching garbage cans and now I don't smell so good. I wonder if that'll actually have an impact on the game. Tourist.
Morning, Psycho Spartan Chick. We're playing Gamedec.
Yes, this is the Gamedec demo. This game comes out in a couple of weeks, in September sometime, I think. The old tourist terminal looked ridiculous there. Where were these people supposed to go? To a different polis, or to Gaia? I wondered what that piece of junk could offer people from the lowest layer of the polis. Welcome. Please note that the tourist console belongs to the City Reistic Systems. The offer presented by this device is outdated. Feel free to use the holoscreen standing alongside it to get the latest information, including on tourism. Okay. Alright, so, this is where he's actually... Okay. This is where he actually died. What's everybody yelling at each other for? Let's talk to the captain. This does not seem like a very well-functioning unit. I doubt they're going to do their job very well. Captain. Get the F out of here. I'm in charge here and I forbid it. Dr. Pax. Oh, he's yelling at Dr. Pax. Leave me alone, man. I work here too. Let's see. Keep looking. Ask what it's about. Try to calm them down or leave them. Alright, I'm going to ask what they're fighting about. Sorry, but what's the problem here? None of your business. This man is seriously disturbed. He's trying to destroy my equipment. Keep looking. Okay. The captain is seriously messed up in the head. So they both just walk off? Alright. Alright. Does he have holographic angel wings? Is that what that is? I thought that was like a projection on the ground from the medical bot, or whatever that was. Let's talk to Lieutenant Vera. Maybe he is a little more sensible. What is it? Ask about Ezra's death. Man lying here, Ezra Onai. How do you think he died? I know what it looks like. Bat wings, the undercities below us. The captain was here first and took the anti-G harness off him. So he had an anti-G harness. Anti-gravity? That's what he claims, at least, but I didn't see it. But trust me, it's not the beacon that killed him. It must have been a weird, very weird incident. I don't know. I can't make anything of it. This death must be a damned misunderstanding. So it wasn't a beacon. Well, was he shot or not? There should be it should be obvious if there's a bullet hole. You would think. I have played Cloudpunk Psycho Spartan Chick. It's I agree. It's really good. I've got a review of it up on the channel. There is DLC coming for it, I guess, or it's coming, or it might be out already. I'm not sure. Definitely closer to bat wings than angel wings. Yes, exactly.
I agree.
Let's see here. And the sight is just inhuman. It's disgraceful that he's still here on the wet walkway like a bag of human bones. Alright, so this guy agrees that it wasn't the beacon that shot him. Ask about beacon reliability. Maybe the beacon misfired. Does that happen? No, they've used advanced artificial intelligence, way smarter than humans. A person could make a mistake, but a beacon, not a chance. Unless it's malfunctioning. I mean, come on. Like, of course it could malfunction. Believe me, I designed them myself. Oh, he's got a vested interest in it not being a beacon. So maybe I shouldn't trust his word on it.
Seems kind of sus.
How do the beacons work in general? They scan their surroundings, look for new plant and animal species. If a beast comes close, they shoot. These here have a special task. What, they just shoot animals? What? If anything tries to fly or crawl up to the lowest inhabited walkway, beacons have to shoot it down while adhering to all safety measures. Oh, I see. So, like, I guess you got creatures below that try to climb up.
They're not exactly nice beasts.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not shooting rabbits. They're shooting, you know.
I was honestly picturing woodland critters.
Like, we're just exterminating all animals. Okay. If anything tries to fly or crawl up the lowest inhabited walkway, beacons here have to shoot it down while adhering to all safety measures. People live here. There are two dangerous species around these parts. The toxic fruit bat, a seriously big bastard, and a Rattus mordax venenatus rat. The bat and the rat. The rat's got clever and stops trying to climb up. The bats are dumber and charge sometimes, so the beacons shoot one down occasionally. They're fire plasma, that's why there isn't much blood. Or they fire plasma. The beacon fires plasma. Oh, not a bullet, so not a typical bullet. It shoots a plasma thing. So maybe the beacon... It's possible the beacon thought he was a bat. Blood is no good, trust me. It attracts a lot of trouble. I'm gonna start kind of skipping the swears just because YouTube's gonna start having a fit if I say too many more.
Well, don't say the swears. I mean, it's
they tolerate a certain amount of swearing.
Yeah, but they like I mean,
There's
just replace it with something funky. So, you know,
Something-
funky. There's a good one.
It attracts a
I don't know.
it attracts a funky load of trouble outside the ABB, and honestly, it ruins the view here. So you get it. Ask about Tank Red. You tell me something about the girl in the large mobrium, Tank Red Brut. The infamous Tank Red. She's rescued some rangers on one of the patrols behind the ABB. She paid an awful price, but now she's a legend. She was only put into the mobrium recently. She shouldn't be on duty yet, but they're making a hollow movie about her, plus she wanted to be. She's therapeutic programs installed that sort of take over communication if she becomes too stressed or relaxed. Okay, that's what those dialogue options were about raising stress or... Supposedly it's to hasten her recovery. Ask about the anti-G harness. The victim supposedly had an anti-G harness on. Where is it? They say the captain took it off and secured it, but I didn't see that happen. It's probably in Beowulf. Oh, shit. I destroyed that, didn't I?
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Okay. Well, that's not good. Can I talk to the captain? Where did he go? Okay, nothing more I can do there. So there was something in the evidence box. Okay, let's examine Ezra's body. An outranger was leaning over Ezra's body. He was pale and clearly disgusted. Ask for access. Is there a way I could convince you to let me examine this body? Did you hit your head or something? It's a corpse and I'm an officer on duty. Ever heard of regulations? Want me to face disciplinary action? Let it go or offer a favor? Everybody needs something, right? If I'm a game deck, everybody needs something, right? Let me see the body. I could do something for you. Oh, that changes everything. In that case, I've got a quest for you. You need to go to the 100-acre wood and get me 3 Ent acorns.
Smartass.
He's totally kidding, but I can't ask if he's kidding. Ask which game. 100-acre wood? What game? I haven't heard of it. That you must discover on your own, traveler. Now begin the search. Godspeed. Yeah, okay. Should I just examine the body? I'll come back and do that. So I've got limited... Yeah, there's only this little area I can actually walk around in. New MCC buoy. Mutation Control Center beacon. What is Zeitgeist? An AI-equipped guard that protects us from mutated plants and animals. So this is a beacon. Oh, that's cool. Whatever that is. That
so one of the things that's kind of interesting is the so-called Proteus effect. And
okay.
So the Proteus effect is that is the concept that the tendency for people to be affected by their digital representations, such as avatars and social personas that they have. So this can be as much as what you put on your Facebook and pretend to be, as well as like the characters that you play in games. You end up taking on aspects of that particular character. And I think it's interesting in the NPC that you just encountered that in a future that revolves, the entire universe revolves around virtual realities as much as the physical reality. And in some cases, and I think in this one too, although I'm not 100%, you might be able to just transfer yourself permanently into the virtual world. It's interesting that some people may be taking on the concepts or the personas of quest givers in the real world. I think that's a brilliant generalized concept. I really like that, how they
it is interesting, although I think he was being sarcastic, but yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe it's a tongue-in-cheek thing, but he prefers being a quest giver. So
maybe.
I mean, he even said that one line it's basically like a quest giver line. Like, what did he say? Like,
well, I think he was, like I said, I think he was making fun of me for being like, oh yeah, I could do something for you if you let me do this. And so he's like sarcastically being like a quest giver in the game.
Well, I wouldn't assume that everybody is always being sarcastic in this game. I think that's part of the universe that they're building.
Well, no, that's fair. That's fair. Just the tone seemed different from the rest of how he talked. But anyway, I walked up to the edge of the sidewalk. It was a good place for the ad drone to spot me. Excuse me. The advertising drone says, bored with your existence? Not getting enough sunlight in the lower levels? Treat yourself to a trip to the Eco-Logos Bio-Estates and enjoy the warm sunshine for an entire day.
Wow, a whole day.
Yeah. He might tell me to stick those acorns somewhere. Yes, that's right. The bio-estates are located within ABBs. Eat natural meals, touch natural materials, discover exotic archfolia. The Eco-Logos bio-estates are not responsible for complications caused by intense contact with nature. Afraid? Learn more on our website. Gain access to the drone's resources, analyze, or leave. I wonder if the drone saw something. I wonder if the drone talked to the dude, or maybe recorded him before he was shot, or maybe it saw the actual killing. Let's see here. Well, drone, I need to use your resources. I am owned by Advert Polex. I cannot give subsystem access to unauthorized persons. Would you like to gain access to advertising drones and immerse yourself in the world of marketing? It's time for a change. Take the course prepared by the Way Deo Social Happiness Controllers and reshape your life. Okay. Way Deo Corporation does not guarantee a refund in the event of a rejected application. It's not a... I can't take control of the drone in the demo. Okay, that's too bad. Due to inadequate psychophysical predispositions or past conflicts with the law, please read the terms and conditions on our website. It was a standard advertising drone, even though it operated in the lower level... even though it operated in the lowest level of Warsaw City, it was in good shape. Offer it a favor. Would you like me to go collect some acorns for you? In between ads, I noticed the face of a Diginet I once met. The heck's a Diginet? Turn to the Diginet. Hey, I know you're watching me. Greetings, Gamedec. Actually, I'm watching someone else. Ask if she saw what happened here. Did you see what happened here? I mean, you know how that guy died. You know that I don't perceive the world in the same way others do. I don't really understand it. It's unclear to me what happened here. It was as if this man fell from the sky. Or no, more like I can't explain. A taste of cherries, the grayness of dying. I don't know. Taste of cherries. Ask who she's watching. If you're not following me, then who? That handsome outranger. Ever since I regained my freedom, I like to watch different men. Honey Bunny is sweet and all, but so are others. Okay. Interesting. Ask for access to the drone. I could use access to that drone. Could you... Anything for you, Gamedec. Here you go.
Wow. That was easy.
Bombard tank red with information or leave. So she just gives me... Hold on. Well, hang on. I'm going to come back. Mac Boar. And who's this guy? Model Mac. It was a gynoid, a humanoid resembling a woman. Okay. Green lips and green makeup. Hard to say if it was real or illusory. Looks like she was posing for a micro camera. I couldn't see the device, so I couldn't say for sure. Her mechanical face expressed seductive contemplation as she arched and curved her figure. Ask who she is. Who are you, anyway? Don't you know me? How embarrassing. Mac Boer, actress and the first model to pose in a mobrium. I thought my fame was... never mind. I'm getting ready for a role. We'll be reenacting the story of Tank Red, one of the Greens. I hope I do well. Ask about Ezra's death. I'm here because of that guy's death. Do you know anything? No, Martin told me something cool was happening in Lower City, and that I could do research for my role, so we came. Poor guy was already dead. Ask if she's a robot. Don't mean to offend you, but I honestly don't know if I'm talking to a robot or a woman using a mobrium, so could you... Excuse me? I am human. My brain is sitting in the belly of this beautiful mobrium. But I understand your confusion. This one's a per shell. They made it to order. It captures my real features. Cool, right? Ask about the Outrangers. What do you think of the Outrangers? Interesting question. Until now, I thought they were just nature-loving simpletons that hated technology. But get this. That famous troublemaker, Rama Matan of Sydneyland, is one of them. That guy knows how to party. See for yourself. She blinked her metallic eyelids and sent me a link to the article. Alright then. Martin32 hashtag I love pierogies exclamation mark 1.
That's a great name.
I love the user created names in this universe.
Yeah. The guy was skinny, wore massive glasses with secondary active pair on his neck, and some brightly glowing digital lenses in his eyes. He kept looking around impatiently as if looking for something beautiful, ugly, sensational, inspirational. That I didn't know. Yes, I'm that famous director. No, I don't have a role for you, though visually you'd fit right in. Only important stuff, please. I'm busy. Make small talk about art and weather. Ask how long they've been here. Have you been here long? Well, a while. Still should have come sooner. They say some guy fell from the sky. That's what I heard, at least. So he fell.
That's what more and more people are saying.
Yeah.
You know?
So he wasn't shot on the ground. He fell from the sky. So whether he was shot or not, he fell onto the platform here. And what I don't understand is, so the beacons shoot plasma. Well, you know what, I should go...
Plasma would have burned... Oh, so again, we're assuming that that they've done their research and that they're putting as much like realism into the game as possible. That means that they're saying that the area was bloody, right? It wasn't like charred.
Well, he said there's not much blood because the beacons shoot plasma. Is what the guy said.
Yeah. So again, but that like if you shoot somebody with plasma, there would be very next to no blood whatsoever.
Yeah.
It would be charred blood mostly because plasma burns extremely hot. So like it burns hot enough that it doesn't like it puts holes through you and cauterizes them at the same time.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that perhaps the theory that he fell is perhaps more realistic than the theory that he was shot.
Unless
At least that's my opinion.
It's possible he was shot if he actually did have the anti-gravity belt on. And it was like flying around. Maybe he was shot and then fell. Or maybe he wasn't shot at all. I should go try to investigate the body, see if there was any kind of evidence of him being shot. Problem is, she has therapeutic programs that activate upon feeling strong emotions, then she becomes hard to talk to. Make small talk about art and weather. Darkness, rain, the ruins of Warsaw below us. Great setting for a Hollow movie, right? Damn it. Don't have to change anything. Damn right. Don't have to change anything, really, but it's always been that way. The story matters more than the scenery. Effects, animation, makeup. It's been easy to get that stuff done for so long. The damn AIs could handle it. We have a shortage of stories that don't tickle some vain instinct, but move you to the core. Dialogues, characters, that's what I'm after. I like his philosophy on movie making. The story is what matters. Oh, this is oh, here's where the doctor guy went. Maybe he'll tell me what happened or... The man cursed under his breath and repeatedly tried to pull out a smoke with trembling hands. The cigarette fell to the ground. He glared at the soaking wet tobacco as if deliberating whether it was worth picking up. He shrugged and pulled out another cigarette. Ask for help in the investigation. F all of this. I have a few questions that I wanted. Pax raised his hand. He took a pack of real nicotine cigarettes out of his pocket. From another? You mean... He took a pack of real from another. He recovered a lighter engraved with Asclepius's cane. He lifted it lazily and took the smoke in, tasting it. I'm burning to help. Yes. He's a happy gentleman. Sadly, my fire is being doused by a certain problem. A hideous toad is roaming around here, interrupting my work. if I show contempt for the outright... He doesn't like the Outranger captain, so if I show contempt for the Outrangers, perhaps he'll be more willing to help me here. Toads, huh? The only thing I remember from their low city patrols is the contempt they showed to the inhabitants. Pretend to care about us, but only thought of us as city dwellers. Screw 'em. He looked at me with a mix of amusement and pity. He wanted to say something, but a coughing fit interrupted him. Yeah, the wings didn't work, Rise. Once he had it under control, he took a drag of his cigarette as if nothing had happened. Ask about his conflict with the captain. Seems like you and the captain go way back. Yeah, well, you're a talkative individual, aren't you? Offer assistance. I could help you with this green problem. Really? Would you do something to make the captain leave? Provoke him to hit you or something? Or find something to discredit him? I'll try. Solve Pax's problem with the captain. Ask about... Okay. So I'll do that, and then I'll ask for access with the medbot. Where did the captain go, anyway? Oh, he's over here. Is that him? Captain Basilides? Well-built man was loitering on the sidewalk, giving the doctor menacing looks. Introduce yourself. My name is Gamedec. I'm a Gamedec. I think you'll be able to customize your name when the full game's out. That's what we needed, a Gamedec. Who let you in? Put him in his place, say nothing, refer to the regulations. And the
I was grabbing a drink. Did you have a character creation?
No.
Okay, so there'll be a ton of like character creation once the full game's out.
Yeah, no, it said right up front you're playing a pre-made character. I'm a Gamedec and I have a right to be here. If you have any doubts, check them against the regulations. The man narrowed his eyes. Who doesn't love losing control of the situation? A wonderful feeling. Ask about Ezra's death. How did Ezra die? However terrible it may sound, it seems that an MCC beacon mistook him for some kind of bat and fired at him. Ask for access to the drone. I need access to your drone. Do you now? And I need access to an anti-gravity shower and some good tea. And you know what, Gamedec? I won't get that either. Say that he should take his duty seriously.
Wait a second.
What?
I think it was both. I think he was both shot and fell. That's why the drone decided that he was a bat, because he was flying. He was flailing his arms as he was falling, and the drone shot him, and then he impacted the
Oh,
metal.
so he wasn't shot and then fell. You think he was falling
And was shot
while he was falling. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. That's why the drone thought he was a bat. So, okay, all right. I could kind of see where this is going now. This is very interesting.
Let's see. Okay, this is interesting here. So I can take this conversation in one of two ways. Toward family or towards service. And I've brought it a little ways towards service, and if I get to here, it looks like I unlock something. They don't train... Outrangers aren't soldiers. They don't train us to fire at people, so don't give me that army babble. Ask about his conflict with Pax. Provoke him to fight or ask for access with the body. You and this doctor seem to be very conflicted. The man snorted, clenched his fist, and the metal parts of his glove creaked. You think so? Where'd you get this from? Say nothing, mention their argument. I heard your argument. Pax and I have a history, and it's not one with a happy ending. I'd rather he left. Why should Pax leave? Brings back some painful memories. It was a little over a year ago. Our unit was on patrol duty behind the ABB. My husband, Mikal, was with us. There weren't many dangerous species in that area, well, except for insects. They're everywhere. Mikal, a gadfly bit his net. Hypoderma bovis toxica. It got really swollen, so we quickly evacuated. Then an ambulance arrived. And Pax was in it. He was arrogant and confident. The fool said it wasn't a gadfly, but a Brazilian wandering spider that lost its pedipalp. Say that it sounds ridiculous. Despite our protests, Pax ordered decapitation to save Mikal's life. He lost his body because of that moron. Now he's an involuntary zonet. Keeping his head alive costs a fortune, and we can't afford to regenerate his body. It's too expensive. Oh, jeez. With one decision, unsupported by any evidence, this prick turned our life into a nightmare. So yeah, this is our history, my friend. No happy ending for me, and since I don't see a way out, well, never mind. Offer assistance. Maybe I could help you somehow. You, and how would you do that? Tell him about your technical skills. I used to be a glazier. I'm pretty skilled when it comes to technology. Interesting, but no, you can't help me. He looked to the side, and I saw red neon light reflecting in his eyes. By the way, on a completely unrelated note, there's a Metabot hanging around. It pisses me off. I would be all over the moon, if it finally broke down. Huh, I've no idea why I just said that. Ask whether he's sabotaging the investigation. I'm sorry, Captain, but shouldn't the Outriders try to divert suspicion away from the beacon? What are you implying? I'm just going to let it go for the moment here. So I could do one of two things. I could try to get rid of the doctor, find compromising materials with the captain, or provoke him into a fight. Well, I think I destroyed whatever was compromising about the captain. Hold on here. Deduction. MCC beacon hypothesis. Beacon fires plasma. Venon Vera claims that beacons don't make mistakes. The beacon's logs didn't register a shot being fired. Where did I get this data from? I don't even know where I got this from.
You got it from when your friend hacked the drone and gave it to you.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. So the beacon's logs didn't register a shot being fired.
Oh, there goes my my falling then shot theory.
Somebody used it. Well, there goes all of the him getting shot by a beacon theories. The accident hypothesis. There's still so much more to figure out here. Somebody saw Ezra fall onto the walkway. He got high, then crashed. He overdosed. The fall was the cause of death. There's a lot of options. All right. Well, here's what we're... Remind him of his duties. Captain, a man has died. It's both of our responsibilities to get to the truth. We must find the cause of his death, no matter the consequences. Don't try to challenge my sense of responsibility, girl. Don't. What did I unlock? Inquire about packs. It's not giving me any options. I can't go back to the. I can't get back to the dialogue I had earlier, where I was gonna see. I was going to accuse him, or never mind. I don't know what I was gonna do. I heard your exoskeletons are so ridiculously slow that kicking your canned ass is like shooting fish in a barrel. A mosquito's buzz. You wouldn't know that sound, but believe me, whatever gets close splatters on my slow armor like a bug on a windshield. Insult his leadership. Insult his people. I understand you're the captain of these mosquitoes. You say die, and they lay dead before their big, scary master? What? I've seen you command your men, and honestly, I'm surprised anyone listens to you. Your mosquitoes, that's another story. They're afraid. But thinking people? Talk all you want. It won't work on me. I seem to have run out of dialogue options with him. Alright. So I can't provoke him to fight. I've got some new data? No? Okay. There's a lot of things that are not available in the demo, and so I'm feeling somewhat limited here, but so I can't provoke him to a fight. That's not working. Oh, the surveillance drone. Let's hack it. City network access helps with this kind of thing. Restrict system admin credentials help too. The right name was the key. I had to find it. I browsed the data in search of signatures that fit the drone, and a few caught my attention. Rami, Outranger, or Pantaloon. I don't know, Outranger. I entered the name and got the drone's frequency. To reset it, I had to overload its systems, and to do that, I'd need adequate network resources. Use admin credentials. Okay. I hoped I had done everything right. At that point, it seemed so. I received a notification about being granted access. I tried moving the drone, nothing. I changed the device view, but it didn't look right. I must have entered the wrong technical name. I was hacking the wrong device. Okay. Let's try Rami. Admin credentials. I looked around. There were several cameras on the lampposts, but their lenses were speared and their joints immobilized. One glance at the body confirmed what I feared. None of them could have seen what had happened. But if I gathered all their data, reflections in smooth surfaces, shadows and so on, I would be able to piece together what happened. Ezra, take control. I decided to play with the machine. Oh, geez, I'm controlling the drone now. Okay. This is weird.
Can you interact with new things that you weren't able to interact with before, like other drones and stuff?
I can interact with these city cameras. Thing is, I don't know what my actual objective here is.
I'm pretty sure he just said it, to get access to all the cameras and anything with a lens to be able to put all that info together.
Oh, I see. This is the reflect. Okay.
All the reflections, all that stuff. Then he can build up the data from there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go over here and do a thing. Oop. I'm just not entirely clear what these spots on the ground are about, but like I can hack the spots on the ground for some reason. Oh. Now I've connected these two. It's got an offshoot pointing to the car here now. And then that's as far as it goes. Okay. There's one more over here. Might have seen. I wonder if it's referring to this reflective surface here. I wonder if that's what the spot on the ground is about. And so for me. This is very confusing. Anyone in chat have any theories about what we're actually doing here with these spots on the ground? I'm just hacking as many of them as possible in the hopes that I'm going to get the useful information I need. Oh, I can hack that now. That'll probably connect it to that one. Getting closer and closer to where the dead guy is. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere. I don't know how, but I'm getting somewhere. Maybe they forgot to change the text from hacking to take data. That's possible, that's possible. To really be sure, you're going to have to hack one of the drones and shoot the body just to make sure the blood isn't the same. So yeah, I might have to shoot it about 4 times. Oh my goodness. Nice. Oh, okay. So I've like just pieced all these together into... Oh. Apparently I did it, whatever it was I was doing. So he definitely fell. Oh. Oh, okay. So he fell. He was shot once. And then somebody walked up and shot him again, is what I gathered from it. Like, I think after he fell, he was struggling on the ground, and then there was one gunshot. I think we heard a gunshot there, and then somebody walked up and shot him again. So he was definitely, yeah, the double tap indeed. So I wonder if I can I? It doesn't look like unless the first shot was the beacon. But it's not looking like the beacon is actually, and that lines up with the data that the beacon hasn't been fired in 24 hours. So I'm going to say it was not the beacon. Gunshot hypothesis. Ezra did not shoot himself. No one shot anyone. Neither of those are true. Accident hypothesis. He got high, then crashed, overdosed. The fall was the cause of death. There's another hypothesis I don't even have access to yet. What's this guy? Corporal Matan. He winced and waved at me to stop as I approached. Hey, but get that people from around here are poor, but make sure you've showered before coming close to me. Oh.
Rude.
So I can't talk to him because I dug in the garbage cans, and I'm now stinky. Like, stuff like that. That's actually... This is very cool, actually. I'm liking this a lot. I wonder if... Now that I've figured out what happened... somewhat. If I can talk to the captain again. No, it doesn't give me any... Ugh. Okay, I want access to... the Metabot, the pillar of healthcare services. They say doctors became obsolete because these things could easily replace humans. Hack it. Hacks 02B. Use admin credentials. Rise against them. That wasn't murder. The person was putting him out of his misery. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. Access granted. Inspect. Take control. Information panels kept flashing on the lid. It was a clunky old model, sturdy and trustworthy. Oh. It's coming with me now. It's following me. The Outranger sized up the Metabot that hovered next to me, then glared at me. Another Sawbones examine. The Outranger grabbed my hand. Keep your hands to yourself, civilian. This is a crime scene. Move along and let us do our job. Molecular scripter, invoke the law. That's grayed out, so I don't think I can do it here. That's the only one that... It doesn't say not available in demo, but... whatever you say. Can I just... here. The Metabot. Make the Metabot disinfect me. Check the latest scans. The dialogue box told me the last patient to be scanned by the Metabot was Dr. Samuel Pax. Complicated Latin names, some numbers in red, a chest x-ray. Good diagnosis, bad. I couldn't understand these results. Asking the patient in question seemed like a good idea, though. Oh, the battery is running low. I'm going to install a found bat. I took the battery I found in the garbage from my pocket and opened the Metabot's battery panel and tried replacing it. Something was wrong, like it was stuck. If I force the battery, that's going to be bad. I'll bet. So, I'm going to make the Metabot disinfect me. And then... I'm going to punch the Metabot to make the captain happy. The doctor looked at me as if I were a dull case of hysteria and puffed some... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no, he's... How can he see me? I'm way over here. Wait. I think I know what to do. Oh, the Metabot just shut down, I think. No, it didn't. I thought that sound was it, like, turning off. If I... Seed control the Metabot. No, now it's going back. Oh, darn it. I was going to try to piss off Sergeant Brutt and have her smash the bot. That's not how it works, apparently. Now I can talk to Operator Matan. The drone operator browsed some windows I couldn't see and kept glancing at his walk-tel. I could see boredom in his every move. Buddy, you have no idea what kind of shithole I'm in right now. He was talking to someone on the line. His accent was strange. Wait. And what's up with Martinez? Well, you guys are making bank. Of course I want to hang out, but you know how it is. I told you. Yeah, 5 more years of this garbage. I can't stand it. But when I'm done, I'm telling you, it's going to be one hell of a party. Exactly, my man. And you... Wait, I got some native who wants something. Maybe a smoke. Maybe a smoke. Hell yeah, I'll deal with it. Take care, Han. Ask about Ezra's death. Ask about Ezra Onai's death. Hold up, you're telling me we're at the crime scene of Ezra Onai? Sorry, pal, but I literally love that guy. Happen to find loved. Loved? Were you guys somehow involved? Come on, I never even met the guy. But he really was the man, tough as nails. Too bad, he had a future ahead of him. Find out who he is. I know nothing about you, tell me something. We typically say, what's your story? Well... It's funny, sad, and a bit messed up, but I think that's normal at this age. Say there's something intriguing about him. I can tell just by looking at you that there's something beneath the surface that's making me pretty uneasy. I was just about to tell you to get lost, but you guessed right, so we typically say, what's your story? Mine is funny, sad, a bit messed up. Okay. At this age, you don't look old. If I still looked old after the money I've spent, I'd be pissed. Ask about... Inquire about his body? That sounds wrong. But, okay. You mean you bought this body? Of course I bought it. It's the newest technology. Real tissue from the best farms. Light feet and all that. Gen skin. Wow. I designed the look myself, an agent hunk with the endurance of a marathon runner. You gotta pay extra for such customization. Admit it, for an old guy, I look great. Ask about his age. Okay then, I have a rather forward question. How old are you? If you don't mind, I'll just smoothly evade the question. So yeah, what do you want? Well, I already hacked the drone, so I don't need anything from you, I guess. I just hacked the drone and flew it all over while you were not paying attention. anything more I can talk to the captain about? No. Alright, let's try talking to the doctor then. Gonna have to quit at some point. Ask how he's feeling. You don't look too well. Are you alright? Feel excellent for a guy who will soon rendezvous with the Reaper. Ask if he's dying. Not at the moment. I'll fire up the engines in about 3 months. Then I'll fly away. Too bad Gaia isn't the destination. I don't really know what that means. But okay. Assuming the diagnosis is correct. He coughed but kept the smoke in his mouth. The cigarette paper started soaking with red. He grabbed the wet bud and looked at it with disgust. He tossed it into the abyss below us and lit up another. It probably is. So what's wrong with you? Stem cell cancer. No cure. Believe me, I'm a doctor. Ask if he has connections. But you're a doctor. You could sense your friends. I'm sure they would. A BLB is the only thing that could help me. Can't afford it. Too many debts, and I'm tired. No more of this. Dang it. I think I chose the wrong option.
Oops.
Ask about the Low City. What happened between you two? What's your story? You ruined my career. It started over a year ago. I worked at the Warsaw City Central Hospital. I had a respectable position, secondary degree, specialization. We got a call to the ABB, a bite or a sting. I went there with the team. Landed right by the barrier. An outranger unit led by Basilides was scrambling. The victim was a civilian, the captain's partner. Okay, this is his side of the story. Something bit his neck. He went into shock. Airways were closing up. We call it firing up the engines. For your trip to the other side. The outrangers kept shouting it was a type of gadfly, Hypoderma bovis toxica. Typically all you need in such cases are serum, an anti-shock kit, and water. But something was off. A gadfly's bite leaves a swollen lump with 2 red patches around it. And there was a lump, but not much redness. And I saw that lump started to blacken, as if necrosis had already started. I've only ever seen wolf spider bites progress that fast. What puzzled me is that there was only 1 bite mark, and spiders leave 2. I know I'd have to cut his head off if it had been a wolf spider, or he'd die. Comment on the seriousness of the situation. Spiders sometimes lose their pedipalps, fending off wasps and such. I concluded it must have been a wolf spider cripple and made my choice. Okay. I loaded this Mikhail guy into the ambulance. He literally lost his head before the captain's eyes. And he survived, but Basilides sued me. I checked later and found that Sosnowski had pheromone injections done to protect against insects, but not against arachnids. What injections are you talking about? It's like a vaccine. It makes us exude pheromones to keep away the nasties behind the ABB. Everyone has a standard set done in childhood, but you have to have them all to go past the barrier. Didn't you learn that in school? The bite mark was destroyed by the decapitation, and the blood from his head machine washed. There were no solid leads in the investigation. Eventually, the court ruled that there wasn't enough evidence, so it went cold, but the stench remained. I was let go, and since I wagged my tongue a bit too much, I couldn't find any decent jobs anywhere. So you see, that is our story. I saved his boyfriend. Was I right? I don't know. Damn.
Rough.
It's a heavy... this is very, very interesting
heavy.
stuff. Tell him Pax is dying. Okay. Did you know that Dr. Pax is terminally ill? So there's some justice in the world. When he sees what the death of a body really means, he'll understand how fragile life is afterward. There will be no then for him. He can't afford it. He's truly going to die. Hell, girl. Alright, alright. I forgive him his sins. Really? That's all it took? I forgive him everything. We're square. Us too, Gamedec. I feel like I've unlocked... Okay. I need access to the body. I'd like to take a look at it. Alright, I'll send word to my people. Okay. That seemed a little too easy, but okay. I'll take it. Examine the body. Dead body is a terrible sight. It's a memory of someone who once lived. A hideous, untrue, fake memory. The guy's face, as if carved from plastic, was pressed against a wet pavement like a strange, silent object. I don't want to read this. Nobody's face should lie on the ground like that. Perform visual inspection. I leaned closer. Search him. He had no personal items on him, not even a walk-tell. That's interesting. Inspect the head. His face resembled a poorly designed NPC. Check what's in his mouth. Nothing. Okay. Inspect the chest. I looked at the chest. Didn't learn anything more than I already knew. Really? Limbs. His arms and legs were splayed awkwardly like he had been doing some weird mid-air stunts before hitting the ground. Roll up sleeve. Looked as if he had been struck by lightning, but the marks were off. I rubbed my eyes and took another look at Ezra's arm. Nothing. I was confused. Roll up pant leg. His calf was clean, no bruising. I checked the other leg and it was the same. Ezra's pant leg smoothly slid back down, covering up the cold, exposed body. Okay. I don't have a scalpel, apparently. Flip the body. His head bobbed and was about to collide with the pavement. I noticed something flashing immediately behind it. Do I look at the flash? Or do I protect the head? Don't look at the flash. It lasted a fraction of a second. A semi-transparent sign popped up right above Ezra's head from the pavement. Onai Man, level 14, HP 0. The mirage vanished. Inspect his back. There was a bloody hole in his coat, and his back too, it seemed. Well, that doesn't make sense. Ask about the wings. Translucent bat wings protruded from Ezra's clothing. I wondered if it was an AR or a hologram. I turned off the glasses, but I could still see them. It was a holo. To create such an animation, Ezra had to have an an illusion generator, with him. I couldn't see it anywhere, so I turned to the Outranger. Do you see these wings? Take a guess, man. What? That's why I keep fiddling with them. I can't find the ilgen that generates them. Did he swallow it? Look for an exit wound. Modern firearms produce enough kinetic force to blast straight through a person easily. I reached out to touch Ezra's chest area. I retracted my hand, freshly smeared with blood, and wiped it off on the guy's coat. He was my friend, but he didn't mind. Look for a bullet. I felt the cracks in the pavement under the exit wound. I pulled out a metal object. It was a bullet. Inspect beneath the body. Not much blood, just a few stains that looked like splatter. Suspiciously little, considering it went straight through him. That's it. So there was a bullet. It was a physical bullet. So it's... This is getting very, very interesting because there's a hole in the back of his coat. No, but it went all the way through him, so there would have been a hole on both sides. So... Oh, there's a new hypothesis here, the game hypothesis. Ezra was killed with a weapon from a game inside a game. That's crazy. For a moment, I saw something strange on Ezra's arm. It looked like some kind of magical wound. Ezra had wings, but there's no Ilgen. Animated bat wings protrude from Ezra's back, but I can't find the Ilgen that's generating this illusion. For a fraction of a second, I saw a strange sign above Ezra's head. It showed his in-game level and 0 hit points. Gunshot hypothesis. Somebody shot Ezra while he was hanging around near. There's a gunshot wound in Ezra's chest. Ezra might have been caught in the crossfire of gang violence. Ezra was lying down when the shot was fired because, yeah, the bullet went down into the ground. Everything indicates that he was already dead when it happened. Well, based on like what the data we got from the cameras and stuff, it looked like he was still alive, although he was badly injured when he had hit the ground. But then he got shot dead. So I'm not sure if it's this one or that one. It's definitely not that he shot himself. And it's definitely not that no one shot anyone. Accident hypothesis. He got high, then crashed. We still don't know why he fell.
Mm-hmm.
And this I don't fully understand. Because if he was killed with a weapon from a game, inside a game, but we're not in the game right now. So it's
no,
like
but you can take items from the games and move them into reality. That's how far this tech has advanced.
Okay. Okay, I need some more info though. Metabot, okay. Okay, Metabot can go. That's where I get that info from, but I don't remember looking at this before. Okay, I'm going to try putting a new battery in the medbot and see if that gives me any more information. Okay, control. Charge the battery using the beacon's power cell. Oh, okay, let's do that. Okay, medbot's at full power now. Does that give me more? I like how the doctor's not at all concerned that I'm just walking off with his medbot.
Right.
Does this give me more options for scanning the body? Perform surgery using the medbot. Okay. Alright, I have several options, all of which require battery power. Conduct a brain scan, conduct a blood test, take a brain sample, or perform a bone scan. Now, blood test will tell me if there's actually a, like, maybe there's some drugs in his system. The display said the blood had congealed, but it had been drawn and was being analyzed. I need to check the results when they were ready. Take a brain sample. Okay. Conduct a brain scan. The device abruptly aborted the scan, reporting it could not complete the procedure due to mechanical brain damage. I shouldn't have taken that. Oh, damn it. Okay. Bone scan. The device beeped and activated the scanners as a skeleton began to appear in one of the windows. They looked normal, no visible fractures or cracks. No, no damage to his bones after falling?
That sounds a little weird.
Okay, examine the blood test. The neurons in the analyzed sample exhibit symptoms of brain nerve cells subjected to devitalization. Okay, we gotta go back to the doctor guy to explain this to us, I guess. As I approached, he was lighting up another. This was the last one. Yeah. Mr. Doctor Guy. Alright, well, I guess... I don't know, I guess I'm out of options here. Let's see what we have. The brain wasn't revitalized. Ezra's brain looked as if it had been devitalized before he died, as if he were playing a game. Okay. No signs of fall damage. Somebody saw him fall, though. So I don't think that the fall was the cause of the death, but it sounds like... So it seems like he did fall, though. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a couple more minutes to try and see if I can gather any more information at all.
Should we talk about the little bit more about Starfield, like some speculation stuff?
Yeah. Let's talk about the...
So while you're looking around, so basically Starfield is... I was talking about this with Max last night, and it's like, remember that interview with Keeley, and Todd was like, I could tell you about what I want to involve in the next Elder Scrolls and our next projects, but you would say, as somebody with as much gaming knowledge as Keeley would, how are you going to do that, because that technology doesn't exist right now? And that's why they weren't rushing to make the next Elder Scrolls game, because they didn't want it to just be a slightly better version than Skyrim. They wanted it to have technology in it that simply was not in the previous games, and not in any games up to that point, or at least not any, like, you know, big major titles. So that's what looks like, you know, has been done here, and that is very, very interesting. That we are potentially seeing, if these comments or if the worlds that they're trying to create, like, we see this big gigantic, you know, massive cyberpunky type city, and that's the new Atlantis, the heart of the empire, so to speak. And it's like, are we going to get there and we're going to find like, you know, a bunch of like buildings you can't enter, 10 NPCs walking around in visual range, and that's it? Because that's what, if they made the next game and they utilized the same technology that they were using in Skyrim and even Fallout 4 to a certain level, we wouldn't really see that much new. We wouldn't really see that much difference, right? It would be the same universe limitations that we've seen in the previous games. So the question comes is like, well, what, you know, how is that working? What is that going to look like? And are we going to see something that maybe they have been sitting on and gotten their hands on some technology, you know, that we don't know about yet? The one thing that we know about right now is that their incorporated system with the motion capture, which is the same thing that a lot of VR studios are using. We know that they have that technology and that they've been implementing that technology really well. So that means that in the future, animation done by users and by players with just a simple VR set and a couple of trackers at home are going to result in some pretty top tier animations that they can then incorporate into the game. So that's very interesting.
Hmm. I don't know if this is going to help at this point, but I got some dirt on the captain, but I don't think that's going to help. I feel like I've maxed out the info that I'm going to gather right now. Now, I don't have all of the options unlocked. So, let's hear the hypotheses. So, XMEX says he fell in-game, then got killed in-game. Then someone shot him with something that disconnected him from the game and killed him in the real world too. Okay.
Interesting.
That's XMEX's theory. And then Rise says, or was trying to flee and someone caught up with him after he was hit with something in the game. So we've gotten rid of the beacon hypothesis. Gunshot hypothesis. The fall was not the cause of death. Do we believe the game hypothesis? What do you think? That Ezra was killed with a weapon from a game inside a game. Should we go with yes, we believe this hypothesis?
I'd say sure. I'd say that just like story-wise, I can see them leaning in that direction, I think.
All right, so let's do that. Accident hypothesis.
Oh no.
Gunshot wound was the cause of death, or the shot was fired after Ezra's death? I think that the it was fired after he hit the ground, but I think it was. I think the gunshot actually killed him. And that it was like perhaps a gunshot from the game. Accidents. I'm surprised it's letting me pick fall and like I could pick fall and gunshot as the cause of death. That doesn't. I can't. Okay. What am I missing here? The beacon didn't shoot Ezra. Ezra was killed with a weapon from a game, or he died inside a game. I have no idea how. But we saw the guy walk. We saw somebody walk up after and shoot him, right? Regardless of. Okay, so this is the. Ezra was killed with a weapon from a game. Go ahead and call me crazy, naive idiot, but it's the only solution that isn't self-contradictory. The only issue is that it's ridiculous. So they admit that it's ridiculous.
But when you... What's the Sherlock Holmes thingy? When you remove all other options, the only option remaining is the true one.
Yes, that's true. I think that... But it was murder, though, because we basically saw the guy... Even if it did have something to do with the game, somebody walked up after the fact and shot him. So, I'm going to go with murder. No data. Oh, now we're progressing the story here. John Naba. The man had a keen look and a mysterious smile. He came over to me and his smile widened. Well, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. Sorry it took so long. Excuse me, where are my manners? Senior Specialist John Naba. I'm the insurer of the deceased. Okay. Either way, I'm sure you've already found your answers. They may be incomplete, but we should probably check Ezra's psychoscan, don't you think? It just so happens I have it right here. It was the first thing I did when I got here. I want to give it to you. Let's call it a reward. Let's just sign the so-called paperwork, and you can go home, okay? I nodded, and Naba displayed a window with documents for me. I stamped my IN. Fantastic. Here's your scan. Da-da-da-da-da. Thank you. Okay. So I'm starting to see how this works a little more. So, these hypotheses... This isn't you saying for certain that this is your hypothesis. Can I change my hypothesis? Hold on. No. Once I've selected it. But this isn't you saying this is for sure how it happened, because I can also pick... I'm just going to do this for the sake of... I could also pick the fall was the cause of death. So this is me formulating my hypotheses. Then I come up with a more firm deduction on how, on which hypothesis it was. It was actually murder, I think. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't the beacon. It wasn't the fall that killed him. It wasn't the beacon. I don't know is an option, apparently. I wonder what happens if you pick that. Or Ezra was killed with a weapon from the game. That just doesn't seem... I mean, that might end up being what it is, but it just seems absurd, right? But it definitely looked like somebody up and offed him. So, new objective. Go back to your apartment to read Ezra's psychoscan. So, okay, so it carries on from here. So we've done only the first part of this investigation. Now, we've hit the point where we need to kind of wrap up the stream here, but I mean, if you want to grab this and play it for yourself and check out some of the other paths and carry on the story beyond this, the demo is free on Steam right now, and the full game comes out in a couple of weeks. So, and I'll probably get if you enjoy these kind of mystery solving, deep story kind of things where choices make a huge difference. I've been enjoying this thoroughly, so yeah. Anyway, I mean, yeah, thanks so much for joining us today, everyone who's watching live. If you're watching after the fact, leave comments below. Slam that like button if you would. Subscribe.
Smash.
Oh, and of course, before we go here, we're gonna take a look at Moon's artwork. She's been diligently colored. Oh, look at that.
I think I'm finished.
Oh, wow. That looks fantastic. Hang on. Gotta get a better, larger view of it here. Put it on my big monitor. dang, that looks awesome. So these are some these are avatars that Moon's been creating for all of our patrons, channel members, who very generously financially support us. We really appreciate that. Yeah, that looks fantastic. Game Notes is a great guy, and he does music. He's quite a good rapper and musician, and we've featured some of his music on our channel. Does really, really good stuff. So, yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Moon. Thanks, Saib, and thanks, everyone, for joining us. And, yeah, like I said, go check out the demo. I definitely... Whoops. Hold on. That's not what I meant to do. I clicked the wrong thing. I'm not... I had switched the OBS mode to something different. So when I clicked on this to prepare to switch to it, but it actually went ahead and switched to it. But yeah, so thanks for joining us for Saturday Morning Legion. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the video I posted yesterday about the AI playing Mario. We had some fun making that one, and there's more coming if you enjoy it. Yeah, the software I used was a beast at Mario 3, as well as the next video is going to be about Mario 3, the next video in that series. But lots more to come here on the Triple S League. Thanks for joining us today, and we will talk to you again soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.